Hello class, and I thank you so much for joining us again today. And I want us to talk a little bit about Module 3 in EDU261. It's Marketing Your Center. And we're going to be doing activities about marketing. And the first thing I want us to do though is to watch a 5-minute video. So please watch it to the end. And this is a wonderful TED Talk, and it's just a portion of a TED Talk that we're going to view from Simon Sinek, and think about what he says about the why. So here we go.
I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this: we make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. Their competitors are all equally qualified to make all of these products. In fact, they tried. A few years ago, Gateway came out with flat-screen TVs. They're eminently qualified to make flat-screen TVs. They've been making flat-screen monitors for years. Nobody bought one. And Dell came out with MP3 players and PDAs. And they make great quality products, and they can make perfectly well-designed products, and nobody bought one. In fact, talking about it now, we can't even imagine buying an MP3 player from Dell. Why would you buy an MP3 player from a computer company? But we do it every day. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When we communicate from the outside in, yes, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information like features and benefits and facts and figures. It just doesn't drive behavior. When we communicate from the inside out, we're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior, and then we allow people to rationalize it with the tangible things we say and do. This is where gut decisions come from. Sometimes you can give somebody all the facts and your figures, and they say, I know what all the facts and details say, but it just doesn't feel right. Why would we use that verb? It doesn't feel right, because the part of the brain that controls decision-making doesn't control language. And the best we can muster up is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Or sometimes you say you're leading with your heart, or you're leading with your soul. Well, I hate to break it to you, those aren't other body parts controlling your behavior. It's all happening here in your limbic brain, the part of the brain that controls decision-making and not language. But if you don't know why you do what you do, and people respond to why you do what you do, then how will you ever get people to vote for you or buy something from you, or more importantly, be loyal?
So that should give you a little bit of things to think about when you start thinking about marketing your child care center. So let's think about why quality early childhood education. Why your quality early childhood program? Why would people want to come to your center? What sets you apart? I like how he used Apple as one of the organizations that people trust. People buy all kinds of things from Apple. And it's because of the why that they concentrated on first and then moved out from it to go to the how and the what. So do the same thing when you're thinking about your marketing of your child care center. So I want us to just go through Module 3 and look at some of the things here. You need to actually make sure you go through the Module 3 book, the links for Module 3 that are available to you. Here's some tips for marketing your child care center, some awesome ideas there, and another thing on marketing information. Here's your public relations and community outreach packet, which I will also open up and make sure we have this available to refer to as we go through our particular different assignments here. Handout as well, and the rubrics are here below so that you can understand how we're going to be grading these. So the marketing plan, it says develop a plan for marketing your child care center or a center in your community, and remember to use your fictitious name that you're using, or maybe it's your real name. The plan should include at least 6 different activities. So 6 marketing activities, and you're going to make sure that each activity has a description, who the market is that you're actually marketing to, when the activity will take place, who will have the responsibility for carrying out the activity. Make sure you have correct grammar and correct spelling. So I've given you a couple of examples here. So the first example, and this is how you would actually write it up and present it. Marketing activity number 1 is website advertising. So then you would give a description. Dave Blackburn, over technology support, will be responsible for creating and maintaining an agency website. The website will include hours of operation, location, ages of children, services provided, and what the classroom look like and our teachers. It will also include an email address and links where prospective clients can get further information. The website will be updated daily by Dave. So what? Website advertising. Who? Market to prospective clients. When? Daily. And who's responsible. So it gives the description, and again then laying out the who, what, when, and then who again. So then that way you've covered all the things that needs to be covered in your actual rubric. Marketing activity number 2, a fall festival. A fall festival will be held at the center location October 31st with carnival games for children, inflatable slide and inflatable bouncer, as well as cakewalk and silent auction for adults and children. This will be marketed toward prospective families with young children by placing an ad in the local newspaper. The board of directors, under the leadership of the center director, will plan, organize, and execute the fall festival. So again, what? Fall festival. Who? Families with young children. That's who you're marketing to. When? October 31st. And who's responsible? The board of directors and the center director. So again, here's how you want to lay it all out, and you're going to do 6 of these. So these are just 2 examples. Please don't do the same thing that is written here for the examples. You need to make sure you come up with other 6 ideas for marketing your center, and then making sure that you just do it in the same format I've listed here. So that's just like this example. Okay, so let's go back and look at the next one, an ad to fill vacant 4-year-old spaces. So what you're going to do here is create an ad to fill vacant 4-year-old spaces in your child care center. And it says a student will be successful if the assignment includes the following: the name of the program, location of the program, a brief description of the program philosophy, your age specification, number of vacancies, who to contact, how to contact, correct grammar and correct spelling. So of course you're going to write your ad as with your name and, Blue Ridge Kitty Academy has so many spaces available for 4-year-olds, etc. And then just put on all these different information into the ad. Now don't make it really long, especially if it's an ad that goes into the newspaper. Again, that it costs quite a bit, and you want to make sure it's short and succinct, but covering all of these specifics that are laid out here. The next one is a flyer or a poster. It says design a simple flyer or poster describing a center event, the need for increased enrollment, or hiring opportunities in your child care center. So you choose one of those. You don't do all of them, but choose one to design a simple flyer or a poster about one of those things. You might want to think about, I think later on we're doing something about an open house, so you could just make the center event the open house, and you're going to make the flyer or the poster about the open house. Therefore, you're sticking to the same thing that you're going to have to do later. So you're going to give it briefly describes one of the events. It lists any stipulations or requirements, who can attend the event, the age range of vacancies or qualifications of a staff position, identifies your program in a nice way that's attractive, and it provides contact information and, of course, the correct grammar and spelling again. So here's the open house plan. So that's why I was saying this flyer or poster could go along with your open house plan. And here's the open house plan that you're to do. Again, what this assignment is, develop a plan for an open house at a center that would attract prospective families. And here's the things you're formatting. So you're going to be successful if you do these things. You include the target date and expected number of participants. You include the agenda with the activities and information to be covered and in the open house. You include how the event will be staffed, who will be there to staff the event. You are going to include how and to whom the event will be marketed. You include attention to logistics such as childcare. How will childcare be provided? Who will be doing that? What about the parking? How's that going to be covered? What about chairs, refreshments, decorations, anything else that you can think of as far as logistics for the open house that is going to need to be taken care of? So list all of those things out and who's going to be responsible for all of those items. And then it can be written in paragraph form or in bullet form, and make sure it's neat and free of errors in spelling, punctuation, or grammar. So again, if you look back on your page here on your document, if you look at the open house plan, again, it gives you these specifics here, and this is the point value. Okay, so then we're going to go back and we're going to do a newsletter. Here's the logistics on the newsletter. Develop a newsletter for your center that would inform families and community about center and community programs and activities. So here are the things you want to include: an appropriate or meaningful title for the newsletter, at least one article about the center or center activities, information about community programs or events that are taking place. It's easily read and it's cost effective to reproduce, so you don't want it to be too long, too lengthy. Correct grammar, correct spelling. Now, most of you have probably taken EDU261, Child, Family, and Community, and you had to do a newsletter in that particular course for your family engagement plan. So if you want to just build off of that newsletter you have already started and you've already turned in for one of your assignments in EDU231, that would be fine. But just make sure you've included these items in that particular newsletter. Make it attractive. Make it something that parents and even community members would want to pick up and use. One of the things that makes it very attractive, a newsletter, is using pictures. So make sure that you are doing that as well. Again, a brochure for your child care program. So you're going to want to make sure you produce a very nice, high quality brochure for your child care program. This could be a trifold where it's front and back. So I think that's probably the best way. So it's 2 pages so that you have the front and the back that would go together. You can look in your Word documents, and I will show you that in a moment, how you can locate a brochure that will help you with this for the brochure. So here again, it's basic information about the program, informative, readable, eye-appealing, cost-effective to reproduce, correct grammar and spelling. And I would also make sure Here's where it says this information might include program philosophy and goals, your center license and size, your location, a fee schedule. Parents always like to know that. If you have part-time care, full-time care, those kind of things are very important for parents to know ahead of time. So be sure that you include all of these things in your brochure. So let me show you in Microsoft Word. I'll just open File, Project Gallery, and you will see in the Project Gallery, so let me scroll down, and you see this right here. It says newsletters. Not newsletters, we want brochures. So let's see. Flyers. Brochures up here at the top. I guess it's an ABC order. I should have noticed that, except my templates. So brochures, and one you might, just kind of scroll through here and find a really nice brochure that looks good and appealing to you that you might want to start with. So we would pick a brochure and open it up, and then what you would do is go through and you can change what's on each of these little icons in order to change what's on there. So if that one looks good to you to use, just go to a new project gallery, and of course we're going to go to brochures. Maybe it's this one you want to use, and here's one that might be a good one for you to use as well. So you're just going to change what's on there, make it your own, and create your brochure for your child care center. Remember, again, to be sure that you make it attractive and use color and use pictures that will help the brochure to be very eye-appealing and catchy. So these are the different things you're going to be using in your public relations and community outreach packet. This is this module, and you want to make sure you get through all of those and make sure you spend time reading the content in your textbook so that you'll do well on the quiz. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great Module 3.